Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Doncast. My name's Dominic Leach and I'm joined today by three backs actually this time. We had three forwards on the first episode. So we'll go around the circle, ease ourselves in, introduce ourselves. We'll start off with you, Alex.
My name's Alex.
Any more?
Not much more to that, to be honest, mate.
Okay.
My name's Morgan Bunting.
And I'm Ollie Fox.
Lovely. So we've got Alex Dolly, who's a scrum half. We've got Ollie Fox, who's also a scrum half. And Morgan, you are a fly half. Correct. Yes. So we'll just jump straight into it. Looking back at the past four games, we've had a lot of a Prem Cup, bit of a Prem Cup run with Sale Sharks, Newcastle and Coldy in our group. We'll start with you, Foxy. Played this game against Sale, didn't you?
Yeah.
Started.
Yeah.
43-37.
Yeah. Tough.
Tough. Yeah.
Tough.
Just talk us through what was the emotions before the game. What was the messages from the coaches? Because obviously, going against a Premier opposition, biggest game of the season, biggest game for the club probably in a few years. What were the messages?
I think it was just like we've obviously been in a bit of a up and down sort of position with like the league and how it went. Some really big highs like beating Ealing away, and then some serious lows. Like Scottish and Nottingham at home. So then to come into that period and then really push that team as close as we did, I feel like it was really quite sore afterwards because we really could have done it. Obviously in front of like a bumper crowd, the biggest one we've had this year. It was nice too, and I think boys were just genuinely gutted because we had it in our hands at one point and it went away from us. And boys here, I'll tell you as well, like it was same again the week after. Like we were in a position to win, and we just couldn't quite get over the line. And I think especially coming out of the spot we've been in, we showed some really good stuff, but just like that final thing just hadn't quite clicked at that point for us, I don't think.
Yeah. Dol, obviously with Newcastle 28-0 down at half time, it was kind of a bit of a shocking moment for me because I wasn't there, like looking at it on the Twitter, half time 28-0 down, but then to come back and only narrowly lose 31-28, like what was the messages at half time? Like what kind of changed in that game?
I mean, I think it was pretty simple. I think it was we're staring at the barrel of probably a 50-pointer if we keep going the way we're going. So, there was a few choice words said at half-time and a few things questioned. And I think, to be fair to the boys, we managed to swing momentum back in our way. And I think we've probably seen in a few games when we can control momentum, we are dangerous and we can score points. It's just managing that middle earth, that kind of period where, when we're going to put pressure on them or we make an error, how do we not compound it? And I think we managed to do that really well. Against Newcastle, I think we only gave away 2 or 3 penalties. We managed to hold the ball. We put them under loads of pressure. And again, arguably, it's something we probably should have come away with the win. Fair play to Newcastle. They kept us out for 5 minutes at the end. But yeah, I just think at that point as a player, you got 2 choices. You can go out there, looking at the floor and get 50 points put on you and, send back on your way back to Castle Park, or you can go out there and try and do something. And we actually managed to, almost pull it out of the bag and take some real confidence going into Coldy the week after.
Yeah. And speaking of Coldy then, a bit of a slow start again, Bunny, on that one. Conceding 2 early tries but bouncing back from them pretty quickly, and then pretty much from minute 30 it was just all go for the Knights.
Yeah, I think we had a good build-up really, although we lost the 2 games against Sale and Newcastle. I feel like it put us on sort of the right way towards that game, and I think it come at a good time. Coldy's a horrible and tough place to go. They play like real physical rugby, and they make it a dogfight, so I think to start slow there is pretty common for a lot of teams. So I think just the professionalism the lads showed of sticking in the fight and then sticking to process, and then coming away with a big victory like we did, I think it was just like the icing on the cake really. It was a good day all round.
Yeah, no, it was a good victory to be fair, and a try for yourself as well in that game.
Yeah, first and last.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was a good little grub of that. Yeah. Weak foot, didn't you say after the game?
Yeah, 5-star weak foot. If I were on Ultimate Team, it had to be 5-star weak foot.
Yorkshire Perlo.
Yeah,
putting it in there.
Actually, speaking of that, Harry Davey wasn't impressed.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. No, made in Yorkshire. Where's Harry Davey made in then?
So context on that one. Anna, our media lady,
didn't care
lovely.
About Harry Davey.
Yeah, she apparently just didn't care about Harry Davey.
He's gone home and screamed into his pillow.
Yeah, he
has. Apparently he's actually had a tantrum because he was meant to be on this episode. Thank you, Bunny, for stepping in.
Yeah, can I just pick up on this? I didn't know I was second choice.
Yeah, I mean,
So there's a lot of it's
Ah,
tense at the minute.
If
It
I'd
is
have known
tense.
this, I'd have
we're breaking the
put the
ice.
foot on the floor and said no. So
So-
I'm saving this podcast, guys. Well done.
Yeah, thank
Morgan.
you, thank you. We appreciate you being here. But no context. Anna, our media lady, she put a post out for the try that you scored against Coldy, which Harry Davey broke the line, really good break, offloaded it to you. You had a little jog down, and then, as you say, 5-star weak foot curled it round into the corner
Sorry,
for Bunny.
jog. Have you ran on that pitch?
Well, that's why I say jog, because you can't really run on it, can you?
Oh my god.
Yeah, and the caption was "Made in Yorkshire," and yeah, Davey threw his toes out the.
So
pram
can
a
we
little
get
bit.
to the bottom? Where's Harry Davey being
who
made?
do we point fingers
Yeah,
at?
yeah.
Is it purely Anna?
Anna edits all the footage and then
I
puts
love
it
how
out.
quickly you threw her under the bus there.
This is brilliant. This is brilliant.
That didn't take long, did
No,
it?
it didn't at all.
Anna.
Anna.
Not even here to defend
Yeah,
herself
no,
as
I
well.
know.
Anna, I'm really sorry, but
He's panicking.
Yeah, yeah.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh no.
So after the run of Prem Cup games, we had Cambridge at home and pretty much bossed them all over the park, 52-17. What were the key takeaways from that game?
I think we just found our rhythm as like a squad. I think that's what the most pleasing thing about this cup period was. I think even the wins that we got at the start of the year, take Ealing out of the equation because that was brilliant. But like even Ampthill, I think as a new group we were still really finding our feet on, say the guys coming onto the field and how the game affects it. And I think if you look at Cawley, it was a step in the right direction, and Cambridge was the next step in the right direction in terms of the guys starting the game, going out and doing the job, especially Cambridge, doing the job that they did, and then the guys coming on to really about managing it. It's not always about coming on, and I think it's been shown a lot of selflessness from those guys and not trying to put themselves into, trying to do you know what I mean? Like trying to put everything out there for themselves and doing what's right for.
I mean, you and Dolly are 2 out of 13 players who stayed on from last season. So to pretty much completely reset your squad and then have to build up from the bottom again with all the pressures of big names coming in, Geach being enrolled into the system as well. There is a lot of pressure for it and to perform well. So I guess it's natural that it was going to be a bit of a shaky start to begin with, and take a while for you guys to gel as a squad and start producing good results and good performances.
Yeah, I think it's really easy when you look at sort of Donny from an outsider's point of view to be like, oh, they've got so-and-so, these names that have been here, there and everywhere, and be like, well, why aren't they good straight away? Yeah. But that when you're in the circle, you realise that there's been a big turnover and it does take time to click. So I feel like Foxy said, we've had that build-up of those 3 Prem Cup games that have pushed in the right direction, and then Cambridge was like a real good testament to the lads that played and went out there and did the job and almost stuck to the game plan, stuck to the system, and yeah, it started to click. So it was good.
And as well for next game, Chinner away, 7th December, unchanged squad as well. So is that kind of it just shows that the squad is where it needs to be at the minute, and that the players in the right are in the right positions, and it's all going on the right tracks.
Well, I think when you get, we actually had a couple of decent performances on the back of that Prem Cup, and then, I think we've kind of trying to work out a blueprint of how we want to play as a team, and hopefully we keep evolving, we keep getting better at that and executing that. But like any team, you got 60 minutes, they're going to be in the game. You got to break them down, build pressure, get momentum behind you, and you can put kind of 15, 20 points on that last 15 minutes after you've broken them down. And I think we did that brilliantly at Cambridge, and I think hopefully we can go down to Chinner. I mean, the weather is miserable.
Yeah,
I think it's about 60 mile an hour winds and stuff like that. So look, after a good result like that, it tends to probably not do too many changes to the team and try and build that consistency. And hopefully as we do that, then we can start making those changes in and out, and there's not too much difference, and we just keep hopefully getting on a roll. It's a big period for us as a team and a playing group, to put those wrongs from early in the year right and try and build some momentum over this Christmas period going into the new year. So hopefully we can just see some consistency across the squad. And like we say, all that Cambridge, what we can do when we do get it right.
Yeah, just looking up at the Christmas run, Chinner away, Coldy at home, Cornish away, Hartbury at home. Not necessarily like an easy game there. They're all, it's all going to be a bit of a dogfight. They'll all be up for it. I mean, Hartbury are having quite a good season, actually. We're currently 6th in the league, 15 points, 14 points adrift at the top. So these next 4 are going to be pretty massive, really, aren't they?
Yeah, like there's no easy game. Like nobody's like taken lightly. Like you say, Hartbury on a brilliant run at the minute. Cornish away, we all know what that brings.
It's always a wet, cold, windy,
yeah.
just...
And like even like the newer teams like Caldy, it's not like, those guys that have only been here for 2 seasons. It's you don't think anything other than you show them the utmost respect when they do come down to your patch, and you're in for a tough afternoon if you don't get on top of things. So, hey, it's a tough all run, but I think we're in a really really good spot.
For you guys, where after these 4 games, where do you think we should be in the table? Because obviously 9th going into before Cambridge game isn't where we should be. 6th now, it's a better position, but after these 4 games, where do you think we should be?
It's been asking that one.
I know. There's only lose from that. Look, I think we can only control what we can control, so we got to go out there and put our best foot forward and try and take as many points from each game as we can. After the 4 games, we can assess and see where that is, but it's out of our control and where we end up with other teams' results and things like that. It's not for our concern. It's not really what we're thinking about. It's probably just go to each Saturday, who are we playing this week, review them, preview, whatever it is, go there, try and put our best foot forward and come out the other end with 5 points or 4 points or whatever that is. And then wherever we are in the table after those 4 games is kind of where we are, and we can reassess from the new year from there.
Yeah, I mean, having worked with you guys quite closely so far this year, the message has always been looking at just the next game, what's coming up, and then dealing with that, and then going again next week. Is there ever any, for you guys in particular, is there ever any like, got one eye on a game in the future, or is it just literally tunnel vision, looking at what's coming ahead?
I don't really think so. I think for us 3 here, like, we're obviously a lot of game leaders in like crucial positions, so you can't really look at any other team. You sort of have a lot to do with, the analysis side of it. So you do have to focus on one team at a time. And I think it's quite silly to start looking ahead to games like, people might think, oh, so-and-so's a bigger game than this one. That's where in this league you'll get done over. So I think we've all got a big focus as a group to take each week as it comes and only control what we can control and focus on what we can do.
You all went out after the Newcastle game, didn't you?
Yes.
Any fun little stories from there?
I don't have any now.
No, you didn't go out, did you?
You weren't there at Newcastle?
No.
Sunday night was
Sunday night in Newcastle was a bit of a dead night.
It was a bit rogue. There wasn't much going on. We went to this Irish bar at first, didn't we? With live music and stuff. We were in there for a bit and
I think Bunny's got a story.
Doing whatever, yeah.
I do. Surely.
And then by the time we left that, we didn't get led into something Joe's. It wasn't it? Cozy Joe's.
Oh, yeah, that's the club.
But what was going on in there though? Zach and Wax were back with the Newcastle boys, mingling with them.
Interesting.
I know, and they put us straight to the side as well. Those 2 straight away didn't want to have anything to do with us. Went straight into the Falcons. I think it was Cozy Joe's up there with Falcons. Right. Anyway, speaking of this, apparently Tom Curry, who came on loan from Edinburgh, has he's obviously come down. Brilliant young lad. Anyway, he's gone in. He's in there in Cozy Joe's, or it may have been the Irish bar. I'm not too sure where it was. And he's
Market Shaker.
Was it?
I think it was Market.
Yeah.
Shaker,
He's so apparently Dimes was in there as well. The Falcons DOR, and apparently he's walked up to Dimes, and he's gone, "You're right, Dimes." And Dimes has gone, "Yeah, you." And apparently they just stood there in silence. I don't know what he thought he was going to get out of going up to him or whatever. But,
I think it's a great edge, mate. That's good card.
But yeah, he's literally just gone up to him, said that. Both stood there in silence. And I think Tom's gone, right, well, I'll just head back. Yeah, see ya.
Text you later, Dimes.
Yeah, so
I think Dimes has coached him at some point in his career. I think that's
that makes
why
more sense.
In his head.
Well, I think that's worse. That makes the story way worse.
But I think he thought maybe he's going to say, "Hey, back or remember us," and he's gone. You're right, Dimes.
I think that's tough. For
I do think he was thinking Dimes was going to carry the conversation.
Yeah.
So and apparently as well, Newcastle away, a load of lads just went for a curry at like 2
so
a.m.
we were in Pop World and not much was going on, and Fred's gone to me. He's gone, fancy a curry? I was like, oh, actually, I do too. And there was about like 8 or 10 of us together. He's Googled and we found this 24-hour curry house. So it was about, I think it ended up being maybe 12 boys in the end. Went down for a sit-down curry at about 2:30 in the morning.
Brilliant.
You got Smeets ordering all the entrees and starters, right, for a load of boys that are absolutely steaming in this place. I felt sorry for the bloke. He was just getting some grief as well. Like, I mean, it is his own fault having a 24-hour curry house in Newcastle.
Yeah.
You're only going to get
10 rugby lads coming.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you
Your client,
thinking?
it's a very niche clientele.
Yeah.
And so I did feel for him. But we did get a photo in the back. I think he had like a painting of the Taj Mahal, and there's like a photo of all of us in front of that at the end of the night. And then, we tucked ourselves in bed and got on the bus the next morning, all feeling a bit sorry for ourselves.
So looking back at the champ, who's been? I'll go around the circle, square, whatever you can call this.
Line, I'd call it.
Yeah,
Well,
I wouldn't
sorry,
really
okay.
square.
Line with
Well,
a
there's
slight
4 points in
variation.
it.
Well,
Where?
but yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's not a square.
Okay, fine. We'll go down the line and
Deviated line.
yeah. Sorry. Can you all give me one team in the champ this season who has impressed you, and one team who has disappointed, like of where they should be?
You up, doll?
Jeez.
It's like the questions. Yeah.
And you said I was underprepared.
We can't be.
I'll go first. Hartpury have impressed me.
Yeah.
Harbour have impressed
Yeah,
you,
definitely.
yeah, they have been really good.
They've been good.
And Smithy said last episode as well that, you've never really convincingly beaten them. Like, it's always been quite a close affair. I mean, obviously, as a long-standing and a highest caps player in the team so far.
Yeah.
You'll obviously know from past results it's been close games.
Yeah, they score a lot of points. That's the main thing, is that like you're never really safe against them. They've got some really good attacking threats. Guys like Robbie Smith that were here. They signed that Bazalgette, the 10 from Pirates, and he's gone there, and he's got a really good kicking game. So they've kind of got that kind of run kick pass threat at the minute in their attack, and
Young set of lads as well, really.
yeah. So they saw the other
Went up
week at
from
Pirates. I
Hartpury
think Pirates went
University.
up 20 points against them or something like that, 25 points, and they came back in the second half and scored maybe 30 something points in that second half and ended up turning them over. So I mean, they've probably been they beat you boys away last game of the season. I was serving my band, wasn't I?
Tough.
So
That were a tough afternoon.
What was that ban for again?
head-on-head contact.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
But yeah, no. So to be honest, I didn't go down for that game, and I'm glad I didn't, because the boys got absolutely towed up at the end of the last season.
That was like just icing on the cake. That.
But they can just turn it on, though.
They
That's the
literally
thing.
can,
They
yeah,
can
yeah.
just, like, you think you're all right and you're going through the motions, and all of a sudden they just turn it on.
Fullback they've got playing for what's he called? That Alex Morgan or something. He's handy. He's like
They've
a
got
quite
a
big
few.
lad. Like
They've got a few decent players there,
Yeah,
to be fair. And they're, again, like, I think probably a lot of teams kind of think. I mean, they turned Cov over at Cov last year as well. So that's probably the team that has impressed me the most with some of the results they've been getting. And
Yeah.
they are a bit of a threat, and you can't really take them lightly, because they're just so good at scoring points.
Yeah. Bunny, how about for you? Who's been your standout team?
There's been two, to be fair. I think Chinner.
Yeah.
I think they've
sure.
settled into the league really well, and from what we've seen, they play some good rugby.
Yeah.
I know they've got a pretty good coaching staff down there.
Yeah, Nick Easter leading that line.
Yeah.
He's done a really good job. Because I think when he joined, when they were in Nat 2 or Nat 1, they hadn't won a game for like 6 games. He came in and then didn't lose.
Fair play.
So,
They've impressed me. They've done well. And then my old club, Nottingham, I know unfortunately they beat us, but I think the issue Notts had for a couple of seasons was the back line was unbelievable, but they sort of struggled up front.
bigging yourself up there.
yeah. That was so good. That 10 was brilliant.
He was a great
Me
player.
and a guy called Jordan, a little fella.
Shout out
Pretty
Jordan,
good.
fella. He asked me to shout him out, actually.
Oh, did he? Well, there you go, Jordan.
But no, they've. I think they've got a couple of boys in, especially in the front row and the back row, that have sort of sealed them up, and they've had some good results.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've
Actually, that's the
impressed
second time you and Jordan have bigged yourself up because Jordan decided to put himself in the backs. Can you remember backs units clips the other day? Just want to highlight some great work from the back three. First clip is Jordan chasing the kick at Conley away.
There was three clips.
Three clips.
Two of them were Jordan.
And he doesn't even say anything.
No,
he just
he
lets
just
it roll.
lets it roll.
Not even like talking through
this
anything.
is just the back three.
He goes, yeah, I've got some clips. Just play.
Bang.
And that was it. And we all just stood there going, is that it? He goes, yeah.
Just adding it to his highlights reel. So away from Donny now, come obviously with the Prem Cup, we had autumn internationals as well. So is it good to see your Aussie boys back on top form?
Yeah, it was nice, to be fair. I was a bit concerned with how it could have gone. I honestly thought we could be 1 from 4, obviously beating Wales. I think that one was probably a banker.
Never in doubt.
Yeah, I think
Never
that one
in
was
doubt.
probably a banker, but it was nice to beat England, especially in the way we did. You
Yeah.
never want. I think you always got two ways you want to beat England. It's either giving them a good hiding by 50 points or just nicking it off them after 80 minutes. And it was pleasing to do that. And I think a lot of people have kind of counted them out, kind of saying the Lions shouldn't go there, do this, do that. But it was nice just to put all those people a little bit wrong and just and nick it at the end. And then fair play, they almost turned Ireland over.
I was going to say, yeah, it was a close one between Ireland and, yeah, I think it's just nice to see Australian rugby kind of come back around and be doing well again because, it's always been, for the past few years anyway, it's been New Zealand and South Africa, New Zealand, South Africa, and now even Argentina, causing some real upsets here and there. So I think it's just good to have a bit more of a competitive edge in the internationals. Who do you think was player of the tournament?
I think I'm a big fan of Tom Wright, the fullback for Australia.
He was good.
I thought he had a pretty sick
Yeah, he was
couple
good.
of games.
Yeah,
The other one, Rob Valentini.
Big
Yeah,
goose.
he was good.
yeah,
He's been very good at all 4 games, just physical and massive, which
Yeah.
does help.
yeah. I thought Darcy Graham for Scotland was good. I know that they played a bit weaker oppositions, but I thought he was still pretty dangerous on that wing, and potentially in the conversation for Lions and stuff like that.
Fair play, Dom's picked him.
Yeah, Dom's picked him.
Yeah.
Dom's picked
Well
him.
done,
I think
mate.
There we
that's
go.
such a tough position to the guys that are there.
I wouldn't say,
Like,
I'm not
that
necessarily.
That Mark Hansen for Ireland is
Yeah, he's
tearing up.
You got Van der Merwe,
Van der Merwe, yeah.
yeah. You've got.
Even the
James-
English.
James
Tommy
Lowe.
Freeman,
Yeah, the
James
English
Lowe.
lads,
I
yeah.
think Tommy Freeman's still got a bit to go yet.
I don't know.
Personally.
But to be fair, I'd probably take Emmanuel Faye-Waboso over
Yeah,
Tommy Freeman.
I would as well.
Uh,
That was one of the questions I had here actually. Is who were the first 3 names that you're putting on the Lions plane?
Go down the Ireland team first, probably.
Yeah, you've got so
You've
many.
got to
That
go down the Irish route.
you got to get
Yeah.
what you go Doris, Lowe,
I'd probably pick some rubbish players, to be honest.
Gibson Park.
Gibson
yeah,
Park
Gibson
is very
Park,
good.
He's probably starting 9, isn't he?
A lot of discussion as well has been like I was having the chat with Chappers and Strongy on the bus back from Caldy, and also with uni mates. A lot of people are tipping Thomas Williams to be the reserve.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
playing well
been
for Gloucester,
class.
isn't he? And it's just Wales are just not doing that well at the minute.
Yeah.
And he's injured.
Oh, is he
How
injured
bad's
now?
his injury at the minute? I
Didn't
thought
even know he was injured.
Well, he didn't play for Wales, and then I don't think he's been playing for Gloucester.
Is he not?
But it has
No
been
idea.
Cup, so I don't know.
So as well in the autumn internationals, we got a bit of a taste for the 20-minute red card. Now this has stirred up quite a bit of controversy online with rugby fans as all things do. I just want to get your guys' thoughts. On
I
it.
didn't even know that were a thing. I didn't see a 20-minute red card at all.
You not?
What is that? I've not
I
even
think
seen it.
so.
It's
I think it's when they're unsure if it's a red
Oh,
or
is that
yellow.
what you mean?
No,
It's like
it's
a yellow
review,
for
isn't
the
it?
I thought it was just 20. If you do get a red, it's only 20 minutes, and someone else can come on. You can't come back on.
yeah. So
When
that-
did that even happen?
yeah.
Who got one?
It's a good question. I can't remember now.
Research.
Yeah, bad research. Brilliant. It happened in one of the games, but
I know one, but I'm not going to help you out here.
it happened to one of the Aussie players, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
I didn't even see it. Well, I didn't watch Australia, to be fair. I just watched them play England.
Yeah.
Was it against England?
No, it was against Wales.
Yeah.
All right. I understand the thought process in trying to do it, because obviously red cards are becoming way more prevalent now
Yeah.
and with the
head
tackle
on head.
laws.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. It's not. It used to probably be 10, 15 years ago. Red card. You have to do something pretty serious to
To get a red
get
card,
it, and
yeah.
and hence why it was off. But now, like with the way that rugby's moved and protecting the head now, with protecting the knees and the croc rolls and stuff like that as well, it is happening a lot more. And it can ruin a game. If it happens in the first 2 or 3 minutes, Like it can, like you look at Bath last year in the final. Poor Beno Urbano got a red card in the first 15 minutes, and Bath have to play the biggest game of the year with 14 men for the whole thing, and for something that where he's just got the timing a little wrong.
Happened with Sam Kane in the
World Cup as well.
World Cup, with
but to be honest, I'm not.
It's
even
like
really
I saw one
thinking
the
about
other day, Bath versus Exeter, where Ted Hill got yellow carded. Like boys are like they're the tackles that can, you know, it was almost on a red card, and then it has to be brought down. Like we're starting at the red card and looking for reasons to bring it down. So I can see, like you're saying,
it does make sense to make it 20 minutes in that if that's the thought process. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I get it for like game flow, and like you say, it's from getting a red card, 10, 20 years ago. The level is so much different now, and like you say,
I think 10, 20 years ago as well, people were trying to take people's heads off. I
Yeah.
don't think that's happening as much now. Like boys aren't going out there trying to take people's heads off.
I think it's quite an interesting topic that you see some weeks there'll be a yellow card for a headshot, and other weeks it'll be a red card. But as like the fan watching it, if you were to explain what's the difference, I don't think they'd be able to tell you.
Yeah.
So I think obviously there's like if there's malice in it, etc. But I just think it's at that sticky situation where people interpret it differently. So hopefully in the months, years to come, it can sort of get ironed out to where it's more of an actual blueprint of, right, this is what a yellow card looks like for this. This is what a red card looks like.
It's quite good on the autumn international. They had the it's almost like the NFL, do you know, where they were in
I really like that.
Yeah,
so
I like
people
that.
can like start to get on board with what's happening. Because unless you're watching it on TV,
or if you get one of those ref mics as well.
that's nausea. But like, if you're just enjoying yourself, and like,
I think it helps though, because I don't envy the refs at all, because they're doing a job and they're professional as you like. They know so much about the game, but some of the stuff that they can get griefed for, and they're just literally doing the job. So I think bringing that in
just to explain their decisions,
helps that they're just explaining stuff, so people aren't just jumping on the bandwagon having a pop at a ref.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Wayne Barnes retired so early, isn't it? Because he was just getting so much grief, like game in, game out, that he was just like, enough's enough.
Yeah, I don't envy the job of a referee, but
no, it's a tough gig for sure. So Foxy, you started your career at Sandal, am I right?
Yeah.
Junior rugby. Yeah. See, good research that one.
Nice. Easy Google.
big name on Google.
I'm kind of a big deal.
For you, like growing up, who are your biggest role models, rugby players?
What at Sandal?
No, not at Sandal. I mean, if they're from Sandal, fair enough. But who, like growing up watching rugby, who did you watch and go?
I was a big rugby league fan.
Okay.
Big Leeds Rhinos fan. So for me, it was like that core group of players like Danny Maguire, Rob Burrow, Kevin Sinfield,
Jones Buchanan,
Jamie Jones Buchanan. Yeah, nice. Keith Senior.
Yeah.
That era of Leeds. They were my sort of heroes going into it. And then I really liked Shantae Harpy when he moved across, because he was like a Bradford Bulls player at the time, and he was one of the guys that went across and actually really went. And Leslie Vanacola. So I ended up liking Gloucester for a bit, because he went to Gloucester. Yeah. So my dad bought me a Gloucester shirt because Leslie Vanacola went across there. Nice. So those rugby league guys that went across, really.
Yeah. And then after you bounced around up north for a bit, and then settled in Bath for a bit in the academy. Yeah. How was that your time there?
Yeah, loved it. Spent 3 years there. I really liked it. Really liked the city. Made some really good friends. It's an amazing place to like play rugby. Like the city itself, the rec, what it means to people there is massive. It's what rugby's like really about, and it's everything to that city. It's brilliant. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Obviously Australian. Did you start your career out there, or did you move to England quite early doors, or what's your route into rugby?
To be honest, mate, I just played club rugby at home. I mean, the club I played for from kind of 14 to 18, I think it was just pure enjoyment. Just complete club rugby. I mean, some of the calls we used to have For some of the moves we had, you wouldn't see in an elite club, and things like that.
Any
so
rangies?
no rangies. I don't even think we could have. I honestly don't think we would have executed a rangie.
Go on, talk us through a rangie.
I actually don't even know what a rangie is. I
think there's different variations.
Yeah.
But the one I'm aware of is 10 gets the ball with 12. They go on a drift, and 13 comes, and basically, if you've got a big old 13, he's just running
to be
straight
fair,
at 10.
So with the lads I coach at Dinnington, I said that if they ever get done by a rangie, I'm leaving. Like I said, if anyone runs a switch or a rangie and they do us as a back line, I'm done. I can't work with you anymore. So they've got a warning on that. So, but no, yeah, that was just complete club rugby. Did it for pure enjoyment, and I did love my time there and love my rugby there. And then when I moved over here, I was fortunate enough to go to Fylde. They were in National 1 at the time. It wasn't a great season. I mean, I loved the place and I was really lucky to get the opportunity, but I think I went 18 losses, 1 win. So that was tough. That was a tough kind of introduction to English rugby.
We actually played in that game.
Yeah, we did. Holonians versus...
you played each other?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I got a shot at him as well.
Yeah, he showed me the highlights.
I just had to let him know early doors. I didn't know where it would end
boss.
up. Yeah, exactly. Just had to let him know, don't come down my channel. But no, and then, off to Notts and Rotherham, and, bloody 5 years in South Yorkshire. I probably didn't plan it that way.
Yeah.
And just kind of ended up in, two lovely places, Rotherham and Doncaster.
Great places.
Yeah, you've picked the best of the bunch, really.
Yeah, I think so.
So same question for you as well. Who was role models growing up, heroes in the rugby world?
It was probably like guys like Matt Giddo, things like that. So I was actually a 10 growing up, and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of your Matt Giddos, Stephen Larkins, guys like that were kind of, and obviously then Johnny Wilkinson as well, as a goal kicker and things like that. And mums being English, there was always a little bit of, to watch them and do things like that. Grandad would take us to Twickenham and when we used to come over and stuff like that. So yeah, those three were probably the main three growing up that you want to try and emulate and be. So yeah.
Not your brother?
No, because he's younger.
Oh,
yeah, so I was his hero.
Yeah.
Get
it right. Yeah. That could have done an easy Google
for
search.
Younger brother to be your hero, isn't it? So no. He looked up to me. Yeah, definitely. That's how it went.
Yeah. And Bunny, talk us through yours, because you're a very local lad as well, aren't you?
Yeah, Rotherham, Maltby.
Maltby massive. Yeah. Started at. You didn't play for mini juniors here, did you, at the Knights?
No, I played at Rotherham Phoenix.
Yeah.
For a couple of years, and then went across to Wath-upon-Dearne to play, and then I'd say around 13, 14, went up to Leeds for the sort of junior development stuff. Went to Hull Ionians, then to Rotherham for a year. COVID hit, and then just when I finished my degree, I went to Nottingham, and then 3 years later signed at Doncaster.
Yeah, and I've got to mention it. Doncaster's got a special place in your heart.
So my old man, Simon Bunting, played at Doncaster 96 times, is it?
Something like that, yeah. He was close
96
to 96
times, early 2000s. So yeah, a lot what I can remember of coming to watch my dad play when I was younger was at Doncaster.
Yeah.
So yeah,
nice and
special
wholesome
place.
Yeah, come full circle now. Yeah, lovely. Who was your hero growing up?
Obviously my dad. Spent a lot of time watching him play. I was big into Francois Steyn.
Yeah.
He had like
similar
lions.
Builds, to be fair, as well.
Similar
builds.
I was only I was young at the time. I was like, that boy is huge. And I used to weigh up. I look at my dad and go, I'm going to be a big man.
Heart of Francois Steyn.
Yeah. Throw me some part, will you do?
The mental application of Francois Steyn.
Like mini Francois Steyn.
And then it got to a point where I realised I'm probably not going to grow and be that big.
Yeah.
And then always had a love for Danny Cipriani, the way he played rugby.
Yeah, he was class. He was good. Who, not including players who are here on loan and who have gone out on loan, is the youngest in the squad? We'll start with Dolly and we'll finish with you because you've read all the answers.
Youngest in the squad that's not on loan.
Yeah.
Reece Tate?
Bunny?
By on loan, do you mean the lads that are
Going
So
going to Bury?
Yeah, so not including them
Yeah.
and not including the Bath lads who have come.
Oh, the Edinburgh
I think
lads.
it
All
is
the
Reece.
Edinburgh lads.
I think it is Reece Tate.
Yeah, you both correct.
Nice.
Well done.
Yeah, that's my job, but thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you're all
am.
correct.
Thank you, Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
So 1 out of 3 for everyone. Well done.
Well, it's 1 out of 1 at the minute.
Yeah, but we've got okay, fine. 1 out of 1. Which team member was born in China?
In China?
Do you know this?
Yeah.
Well, not Bunny.
No, it's not Bunny.
No, because
He was
he's
born in
Maltby. Yeah, yeah.
Robin General.
Do you know this? though?
Yeah, I do know this.
But
Did you know it before you looked
beforehand?
at the?
Roughly. I
It's
had
such a
heard this.
lie.
I had
It's
heard
such a
of this.
lie.
It was like when do you know when you see it and then you're oh yeah I knew that. That's what it was like.
Forward.
I'm not giving any hints.
Why not?
You got a choice of 30. Just choose.
I'm breaking.
Yeah, you got a 1 in 30 chance.
It's no one in our change room.
No.
Who's in your changing room?
Can't tell you.
You got to guess. One is
Yeah,
got
you-
like 6 and 30, mate.
You've got
Yeah.
a 1 in 30 chance.
I think Fred, because I know he went to
Yeah, that's not
international
bad.
school.
Yeah, yeah.
He went to international school. Mal wasn't,
Mal.
but I know
I
I know he was in Netherlands for a bit.
I feel like Mal was born here.
He's born in the world. Or Liverpool.
Um,
Scouts.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, cool.
I'm gonna say Fred
Fred.
or Smithy. No, it wouldn't be Smithy, would it?
I don't know, but I am going along the army.
Yeah,
lines.
and I know Fred
So
was in
someone
international school.
whose old boy was involved in the army would be my guess.
I'm gonna say Fred. I'm just gonna lock Fred down.
Fred locked in.
He's seen it, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I've
sorry.
seen it. I knew the way he was playing that. I was like, yeah, he's seen
Oh,
that.
brilliant.
I thought, yeah, that's two
Well.
for Bun.
Wax, born in China.
Yeah, born in China.
Was
What,
his,
is his dad? Was his old man in the army? Is that why? Oh, have you just
I
made that
just
up?
made that completely up.
I think his
don't
his
know.
dad was in the army because he was RAF. Because when you had that guy come round a couple of weeks ago,
Oh, for Josh.
yeah,
The Sea Lord.
yeah, this Admiral of the Sea. Yeah,
That's his title, Sea Lord.
that can't be real.
I swear, honestly, because I asked.
This could be some mega hoop.
No, it's not. I asked Josh. I went, "What is he?" And he was like, "No, he's the Sea Lord."
I
Do you
think
think
he's
there's
pulling-
potential?
and I
he's
was
gotta
like,
be
if
pulling
he's
your
pulling
leg.
my leg, then he's done really well because I was laughing my head off because that just seems really quite
Ridiculous.
No,
ridiculous.
I think he's having you on there.
He told me he's the Sea Lord.
No.
It's a bit like Guardians of the Galaxy. He obviously
Yeah, I
knows Chris
know.
Pratt
Yeah,
as Star
yeah.
Lord. So like,
Sea-Lord.
it must be the same. It must be right.
Yeah. Okay, final question. How many players are older than 40 in the squad?
You're just gonna
There's there's 2 in the back line.
Right.
Yeah, no, there's a lot.
It's going to be T and
Oh,
Rocks.
Yeah,
how old
but
is
then-
40?
Yeah.
40's 34.
I think T is just
Really?
older
Is
than
40
him.
only 34?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
T and Rocks. There's no one
What,
else in the
it's
back
3?
line, is there? And then Thede.
Oh no.
Yeah,
no.
Feedy's quite
Thede, Logs.
I don't know how old Logo is.
Older than 40, I think.
Logo was 87.
He's 87 years old.
No,
Doing
he was
well,
born,
isn't he?
he was born in 87.
Yeah, 4.
4,
I'm going 3.
2.
2.
Mm.
Yeah, it's Rocco. It's got to be Rocco and T, isn't it?
Rocco and Logs.
Oh,
Is Thede younger than 34?
Thede is 34, but he's in
Was he the
August.
close one?
He's
wait,
August.
how old's T?
T.
T's December, so he's still only 33.
Right, okay.
Right.
So I was
Sorry,
one from
T.
3. You were right.
You were one.
Yeah,
from there
you were right. Fair play.
Yeah, and Foxy ruined that one for being a
I
cheat.
won.
So.
I didn't ruin it.
Yeah, you did.
I still took part.
After everyone had answered and you
You
knew
just,
the questions.
yeah, you just.
Yeah, I was just
answers.
part. We were co-hosting.
But as a
that.
team, though, we got
Co-host-
3 out of 3.
co-hosting.
Yeah, as a team.
As a
3 out of
team,
3.
and we are
you did
team
great.
players.
Co-hosting that, and I thought it went rather. I thought that was the smoothest section of the whole podcast.
We've got a couple of fan questions that have been put in via our Instagram, so thank you if you were one of those who put a question in. So, first of all, we will start with a question from Sheffield Hallam. You're the team that you coach.
Yeah. Great set of lads.
And their question is, how is Bunny enjoying coaching us?
I love it, to be fair. They're a good set of lads. They were on a bit of a run, 6 from 7. So the boys are doing all right. They play a good brand of rugby. And to be honest with you, like when I first took on the role, I was like, I don't know how this is going to go, because obviously uni rugby, I remember what uni rugby were like.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they're either going to be like keen as mustard for it, or they're just going to want to go on a social and get the game done. But the buy-in that they have, like every week there's 40, 50 plus at training.
That's good. Good
And
turnout.
it's a great turnout, and yeah, they're just all like good lads as well. Like, I'd knock about with them
Yeah.
outside of rugby and coaching,
Yeah.
because obviously they are similar ages to us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoy it, and they're good kids.
Yeah. And Dol, you mentioned earlier as well. You do a bit of coaching with Dinnington.
Yeah,
What age group is that?
that's the men's.
Oh,
So open age.
cool. Nice.
Yeah. Fair play. We've got a bloke rocks up every week,
Mm.
plays every week as well, and he's 50. Yeah, he's 50. He's got 50.
Around 50.
Yeah, he
Wow.
just keeps on going. So under 50s
Yeah.
really is the age I coach.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I do. No, we got.
Under 50. Idiot.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. To be fair, they've got 11 from 11, so a bit better than last year. Last year we were scraping the barrel.
Wow.
We were trying to fight out of relegation. The only reason we didn't get relegated is because we had the most bonus points in the league, because we just kept losing by less than 7. But we've gone 11 from 11 this year, which is really pleasing, and they're doing some good stuff. I mean, we had a massive win on the week, and I think it was 95-5.
Wow.
Yeah, I was disappointed they didn't get to 100. That was the
Yeah.
first message I put in. You know, when you're gonna get if you're gonna get that close, you may as well just go for the extra 5 points. And I asked them to point fingers on Tuesday. A lot of them blame the kicker, but I don't like to blame the kicker as a kicker myself. So we'll find another person to blame. Probably Kyrem Ratton is probably the main culprit. So yeah, I think he's probably the main reason we didn't get there.
Fair enough. The question for you as well here from Leech Michael. That's his tag. He says, "Are you still cut up about missing out on Coach of the Year 2023-24?"
Is this at dinner?
Yeah, this is at dinner.
They
Yeah,
did an awards
no,
for
they
Coach
didn't.
of
They
the
made
Year.
up an award. They made up a Coach of the Year award last year. Sorry, not Coach of the Year. It was technically on the award, the trophy.
Not coach of the year.
Yeah, and they gave me a trophy.
So you won the not coach of the year.
Yeah.
So
And there was only 2 coaches, so that was tough to take.
So yeah, still cut up.
Well,
about
to be
it.
fair, I didn't deserve it. They almost got relegated, Dom.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't deserve Coach of the Year if
And
you're going to
were
get
you
a
head
team
coach at
relegated.
that point?
No,
But now you are.
no,
Oh,
still not
What
head
do you
coach.
so what's your
Backs,
official role?
backs, and a skills bit.
Skills.
Exit coach.
No, not exit
Exit
coach. No, we play
Wet weather
attacking
specialist.
rugby. Yeah, wet weather specialist.
I think you've got a bit of restoring of your name to do after last time's podcast as well.
Oh, yeah.
Being painted in quite a bad light for a pair of trousers.
They're actually joggers.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a bit
Don't
of a
get me
touchy
started
spot,
on
this.
this.
Is a bit of a touchy- Is this
I know,
Ealing?
I know.
This
Yeah.
is Ian, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've got no issue with this, because I'm comfortable
Well,
in
you
myself
bought 'em.
and my style. That
I mean,
they were comfy. And listen, I don't get onto other lads, because some of the other lads dress not my
Name 'em.
style.
Yeah, name it.
I'm
Name
not throwing boys. up.
Name and shaming, buddy.
Name
Come on,
him.
come
No,
on. You
I'm
can't say
a
things
better
like that.
bloke.
Not
Go
back
on,
it up.
best
I'm a better
best
bloke.
dressed and worst dressed. Like
dressed
in
and
the
worse
club.
dressed. I think it's hard because I've not really seen many of the boys. Really though, we've not really seen any of the boys out. As in,
Still,
like,
I feel
we're
you
on
can
it.
get a vibe. You can
Um,
definitely get a vibe for worst dressed.
Go on, who's your...
who's him say
Like
what is it?
Feedy is definitely in the
Feedy.
worst dress.
He comes
Yeah, but
in.
it's not in
Like,
tracksuit,
he's in-
so-
I know.
He comes in that Adidas tracksuit.
That
It's like
Adidas
yellowy
tracksuit
beige,
is
and it's like
horrendous.
matching up.
It's
He's looking good
horrendous.
today though. He faded his beard.
He has
He
had
did
his,
look
Yeah,
he's had
he-
his haircut and his
yeah,
beard cut.
yeah.
But I
he's-
think that's
shout
at his
That's at his
wife's-
best.
Yeah, his wife's
That's at
giving him an
his best.
ultimatum. Yeah,
Sometimes he looks better in the Donny kit.
yeah, he definitely looks better than Donny when it's clean.
He dresses good, Jonesy. I like Jonesy.
I think you came at him there pretty hot, Jonesy.
No,
I think
is
you
there
should
any reason
apologise
for
down
that?
the camera to Jonesy now.
Hoppy's probably in the worst dressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smeets isn't a great dresser, apparently, is he?
Smeets is a good dresser. He's just in
It's a different style.
Quiet taste.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
Oxford.
Lot of Ralph
That is
Lauren.
Oxford,
A
yeah.
lot of Ralph Lauren.
You get on actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, thank you. Yeah, best dressed. Who's up there?
You got to back yourself here now, Bunny. I think. Then.
But yeah,
With
but
the babe.
I do think I'm the best dressed.
Yeah.
But I think I can mix and match it all.
Harry Davies always
Um,
likes to look very well put together.
Harry Davies, he's not my cup of tea, but he dresses smart. Like,
Yeah.
dresses well.
Yeah.
Smeets, again, it's not my cup of tea, but it looks good on him. So fair
Yeah.
play. But no, so I had these trackies, right, and just comfy. Put them on. Got a bit of grief for him. But I was just like, well, I like him, so.
Yeah. Stand by your
Are
guns.
you gonna
Yes.
tell them what they look like, or are you just gonna?
Yeah,
Oh, well, no, because this is the thing. Because if you look at them from afar, they probably are quite bright. But when
think up
the
close are
finer
quite bright, mate.
details,
I was going to say, I was about 5 or 6 metres away from you, and they were pretty out
good.
there.
So what they are is the
It all felt funny. You had to lie down.
they are quite cool. A brand called Bape, and it's like patchwork, but I'm big into like Western stuff. So I was like, oh, I quite like sort of like cowboys and that kind of style. So I thought I'll get these pair of trackies in case when I want to chill out and stuff. So it's got all like cigarette packets on them with like cowboys and stuff like that. So I like them, mate. So I don't really care.
Whatever floats your boat. Yeah, fair enough.
And who brought that up as well? Smithy.
Who brought that up?
Was it Smithy or Fred?
I think it was Fred.
Yeah.
I think
So like Fred strikes me as a dad dresser.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
Yeah.
No, Biscuit.
Yeah, with the hat on
With
24/7.
a hat on 24.
Yeah, he's
Have you
always
ever
got that hat.
Did he have the
Yeah,
hat on
yeah.
for the last podcast?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
that's
Thank
why.
you.
Yeah,
He did. Have you?
it's not great.
You know as well. His dad it does like 10 laps of the pitch before a game.
What?
Dad.
Again,
Yeah.
So his dad comes
He
to
co-
the game
So he came to the game against Cambridge and he did 10 laps of the pitch.
walking.
and who told? Did you see this and witness it?
He told me. He
Or
was
did-
like- I saw him.
did
Who,
Fred
Fred or
tell you?
Mr. Davies or Fred told
Well, I
you?
saw him like walking around the pitch.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, yeah, he's just doing like.
You
10
stopped
laps
him
or
as well.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
don't
I-
believe a word he says.
something. All right.
Like genuinely.
That guy is
He does have unbelievable football knowledge, though.
yes, he
Like
does.
weird,
He
like
loves-
Rain Man kind of vibes.
He
Oh,
loves-
really?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
with football knowledge.
So Harry Davey on a morning, he stopped doing it now. I've asked him
Yeah.
to bring it back, but
Oh, he did like
we put a bit of trivia on a whiteboard for the boys to come in, and it's usually football related.
Yeah.
And yeah, Fred is like Premier League years.
Yeah, it's
him and
mental.
Connor Edwards are like stuck in like 2008 Premier League years.
Prime Barclays.
2012, yeah.
Prime Barclays.
Like-
Yeah.
T90 Tiempos. Who are the next
I don't
guests?
know.
Who are you thinking?
I want to do a Pacific Islanders one at some point. So get Logs, Rock, and T on.
Yeah.
Cast, and thank you again to our guests, Ollie Fox, Morgan Bunting, Alex Dolly. A successful episode, I think. And I hope you all enjoyed. Please do share around with family and friends. Get the word out about the Doncast. And thank you again. And see you next time.